existed. I see the poor resembling an Israelite, not being treated right, enslaved day and night. We just can't go on this way. We just can't go on this way. Please deliver us today. We just can't go on this way. We like the Israelites still in pain. We just can't go on this way. So send us another Moses again. We just can't go on this way. Oh, 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 oh. Lord, look around, you'll see the Pharaoh mentality ruling universally. Leaders promoting their ego, being a modern Pharaoh, tyrannies they manifest. We just can't go on this way. We just can't go on this way. Please deliver us today. We just can't go on this way. Time to make them oppressors pay. We just can't go on this way. So we children could see their way. We just can't go on this way. Oh, 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 oh. No, 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 no. The poor have to slave night and day for next to nothing pay, so they can't see their way. We don't enjoy equal facility like Pharaoh and company. Brainwashing we say we free. We just can't go on this way. We just can't go on this way. Please deliver us today. We just can't go on this way. Time to make them oppressors pay. We just can't go on this way. So the children could see their way. We just can't go on this way. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, we just can't go on this way. Please deliver us today. We just can't go on this way. We just can't go on. We just can't go on this way. No, we just can't go on. We just can't go on this way. No, we just can't go on. We just can't go on this way. No, we just can't go on. Oh Lord, why Lord must we suffer like this? You said that you would take care of the poor, just like you did in Egypt. When Pharaoh had the Israelites in bondage, you delivered them. But here again, we are in the same khaki pants. We just can't go on this way. We have those modern Pharaohs who oppress the poor, who represents Israel. They confuse us with so much lies. Not even thinking that we will realize. And if we criticize, we could be ostracized. We don't know who to trust. That's why I say, Lord, please listen to this prayer that comes from the poor. Please send us It's done nothing paid, so they can't see the way. We don't enjoy equal facility. Like Pharaoh and company, brainwashing we say we free. We just can't go this way. We just can't go this way. Please deliver us today. We just can't go this way. Time to make them oppress us pay. We just can't go this way. So the children could see the way. We just can't go this way. It's so hard to deal with personal struggle. So sad when you feel alone in your trouble. It's real hard when you want to talk to a brother. It's so bad because of how some look at you after. So Jesus, come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and me. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover my head. Satan want me dead. Cover my back from human attack. So Jesus, come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. People see you smile, but don't know the hurt that you're feeling. Even as God's child, at times your heart does be bleeding. Where can you go when you're really looking for healing? Who know how to flow when your soul needs some restoring? So Jesus, come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me home from evils unknown. Cover my feet so I'll never retreat. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover my brother, cover my sister, them who under pressure. Cover the preacher, every church worker, the young believer. Cover the worship leader and intercessor, every gospel minister. Cover. Jesus alone is the one who has the real answer. The one on the throne is the true and loving Father. He will hold your hand and keep you from going under. He will make you stand and let you know he's a fixer. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me mind. You know the struggle sometimes. Cover me mouth, that the wrong thing wouldn't come out. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover the Christian in the midst of aggression with the power of your right hand. Jesus, cover them helpless children. Jesus, defend them. Send help from heaven. Jesus, cover all them radio station that blessing the nation. Grant divine protection. Jesus, cover
Truer words were never spoken. The less you associate with some people, the more your life will improve. Anytime you tolerate mediocrity in others, it increases your mediocrity. An important attribute in successful people is their impatience with negative thinking and negative acting people. As you grow, your associates will change. Some of your friends will not want you to go on. They will want you to stay where they are. Friends that don't help you climb will want you to crawl. Your friends will stretch your vision or choke your dream. Those that don't increase you will eventually decrease you. Consider this. Never receive counsel from unproductive people. Never discuss your problems with someone incapable of contributing to the solution, because those who never succeed themselves are always first to tell you how. Not everyone has a right to speak into your life. You are certain to get the worst of the bargain when you exchange ideas with the wrong person. Don't follow anyone who's not going anywhere. With some people you spend an evening. With others, you invest it. Be careful where you stop to inquire for directions along the road of life. Wise is the person who fortifies his life with the right friendships. If you run with wolves, you will learn how to howl. But if you associate with eagles, you will learn how to soar to great heights. A mirror reflects a man's face, but what he is really like is shown by the kind of friends he chooses. The simple but true fact of life is that you become like those with whom you closely associate, for the good and the bad. Note, be not mistaken. This is applicable to family as well as friends. Yes, do love, appreciate, and be thankful for your family, for they will always be your family, no matter what. Just know that they are human first, and though they are family to you, they may be a friend to someone else and will fit somewhere in the criteria above. In prosperity, our friends know us. In adversity, we know our friends. Never make someone a priority when you are only an option for them. If you are going to achieve excellence in big things, you develop the habit in little matters. Excellence is not an exception. It is a prevailing attitude.
Your mic is muted. Your mic is muted.
Oh, all right. I don't know why that happened though. But anyway, of course.
Didn't hear anything you said from the start.
Yeah. Sorry about that. It's in the village with yours truly, Professor Wall Street and Uncle Tommy on 91.9 FM and streaming live on WZY 95.9 FM. Of course, folks, it's Monday. So let's play our oath, Tommy. You know we had to play the oath, of course. Let's
Yes.
play.
Ansam LeBon and Marshall Nesbitt solemnly swear to conduct this radio program in a true, fair, and balanced manner, ensuring that all perspectives are given equal consideration and that the information presented is objective and unbiased. We pledge to provide a platform where diverse voices can be heard, fostering open and constructive dialogue that serves the best interests of our audience and community. Our commitment is to uphold the principles of journalistic integrity and ethical broadcasting throughout the duration of this program. Thank you.
And there you have it, Tommy. Our
There it
pledge
is.
to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Tommy, how was your day?
Quite good. And yours?
I can't complain. You know. I can't complain.
Yep, I'm a little excited for tonight's show because I know we're going to be having a very interesting guest within the half hour or so. So, I'm looking forward to some of the discussions. I'm a little bit.
Let him come on at the top of the hour, 8 o'clock. At the
All right.
7 o'clock hour.
All right. So all right. He'll be in the background.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, but the panorama seems to have gone pretty well.
Okay. I watched some of it because we were streaming it, and due to some bad streaming by TTT Online. I mean, it's 2024, you know.
Yep.
Time for them to get that together, man.
Yeah, I saw
Time
your
for them
band.
to get that
I
together.
saw your band made it.
Well, Desperados always make it. I mean, that ain't nothing new.
I see
No?
our friends. I see one of our friends from down south made it.
Fonclair?
Yeah,
Hey, Fonclairs always make it, don't they?
most times, yes. But Skiffle didn't make it. I noticed
Or Skiffle Bunch?
they didn't make it.
Okay. Didn't make it in 16, right?
No, but remember for the finals, how many? Not 10.
Let me see. I have the results here. Let me see the result. Let me see a minute. Let me see the results here. Let me see. I know. We just won it. Let me see something. Maybe I have a picture here.
Renegades won.
Yeah, Renegades won. Who was second? All Stars?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. All right, here we go. Renegades was first with 282 points. Massey All Stars was second with 281. Exodus was third with 279. Angel Harps, Shell Invaders, Starlift, and Despos was fourth with 275.
For fourth.
Hardcore and Fonclair was eighth with 274. Silver Stars and Supernovas was 10th with 273. Skiffer Steel, Skiffer made it.
No. How many are chosen? Not 10.
Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13. Oh. They just gave all these scores here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, it had to be 11 had to make it because two bands scored 273 points. So if
Who were
10 that make it, there'll be 11 bands.
who were they at 10?
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 was Silver Stars and Supernovas. Yes, Skiffle didn't make it. Petroleum Cypriot Deltones didn't make it. NLCB Buccaneers didn't make it. And Redemption Songsetters didn't make it. So that's the 10 bands right there. Two bands scored 273 points. So therefore there will be 11 bands.
Okay.
And then there was the 41 Calypsonians who made it to
Skinner Park.
Skinner Park, yeah.
And of course, No Lady Gypsy was nowhere to be found there.
Would you expect anything different? Did you expect anything different?
Negative.
Well, I don't see us on I ain't seen us on 91.9, so I don't know what is going on. Anyway, I think whenever it comes, let me see if it's over here. 1 minute, Um, let me see. No, I think that one not. Anyway, I don't see us on All right. Anyway, so Tommy, the big news today was I really don't want to waste my time
What
talking.
Crow lost the case?
Yeah, I don't even want to waste my time talking about that. And you know, the go along gets along RP and them gang talking about who the judge was and the case against Croco. You know what? You know what, boy? We black PNM people, many black PNM people are totally lost. You know, I am convinced. You know, everything for them now is Indian and black. You know,
Hmm.
well, let me don't say everything. Most things for them, right? I mean, I don't even know who the judge was for Croco, and I really couldn't care less, to be honest with you. Our case went to court, right? The judge issued a verdict, and the verdict was Croco had to pay money.
Yeah,
So what Croco can do now is to appeal the case. If he can't appeal, I'm sure he could appeal the case.
of course, I'm sure he can appeal.
And if he wants, I'm sure he can go all the way to the Privy Council. So I hear them trying to read into it. Oh God, Croco is oh I not even getting into that. I not even getting into that. I think we have bigger fish to fry.
Bigger fish to fry than that.
Yeah, I think that bigger fish to fry. I don't really want to waste my time with that. However, Tommy, I want to waste my time with with Calypso's. Tommy, I listen to Kaiser House and I turn it off after a while. I turn it off. Because in this day and age, them Calypsonian and them, let me say this, Calypso is in the Calypso cemetery. And maybe Tommy, maybe Marshall Montano can help them take 1 3/4 their feet already in the Calypso cemetery, in my estimation. Because the song I hear them singing, I'm like, you know, we have serious problems in Trinidad and Tobago. And they refuse to sing any song that have the PNM in it. Any song. But if I have a fella who sing a song, I go play it because them rest of fellas in them ain't go play that. They ain't go play it. They ain't go play it. Like I was just saying, they ain't go play Lady Gypsy. And I want to take issue with Corinne Ashe and the person who wrote that song for Corinne Ashe. That song, that is why the review complaining that a lot of people ain't showing up to the tent. Did you see the article?
No, I didn't.
The review tent complaining that they don't have a lot of patrons in the tent. Sugar Aloes, you know why? Sugar Aloes? All didn't figure it out. Look. They didn't figure it out. Tommy, here is the problem right here. I want you to listen to Corinne Ashe's song. As a matter of fact, I want to play it. I don't want to play it from there. I want to play it from here so I could stop it. Let me see if I get it from up here. Marcy All Stars. Lessons from the Lion. Which one up here? Up here. I ain't seen it up there. Mr. Shark 2024 YouTube. Let me see if I see it from here. Nah, Mr. Shark 2024. Let me see Karina Shea. Karina Shea 2024. Here it is. Here it is. All right, here it is. I want to play this. It is sad what the Calypsonians and the Calypsonian writers have killed Calypso. It is in the Calypso cemetery. Listen to this song here. Listen to this song.
Lord knows I'm tired, hear it. Protesters daily declare it. Bedlam on Nelson or Beatam. And you are fish shut down the program. Vendors from Queen Street to Charlotte. When they hot and ready to riot. What they what we do like they what we teeth. Once I'm facing adverse conditions, crime is their fallback position. And to this mindset I just fall. Good grief, good grief. But I remember back in the 90s when they killed for Michael Hercules, shoot the famous prison commissioner. The mother said she boy was a hustler. But for crimes like murder, there is no good reason or rhyme. Poverty ain't no damn excuse for crime.
Tommy, Corinne Ashe and the writer is saying poverty is no excuse for crime. Do you agree with that?
You know what? There's no excuse for crime at all, but poverty definitely spurs and creates an atmosphere for crime.
I mean, I couldn't believe, and let me tell you, I am a fan of Corinne Ashe, a big time fan. But I could not believe that. I think let me see if I could find the writer of this song. No, I can't see it, you know. Right? So she says poverty is no excuse for crime. Right? Let's continue to listen.
No way, poverty is no excuse. You don't ever win but lose. But with upward mobilization, nothing beats good education. Next time a youth man say it, hit him a slap one time. What poverty and no damn excuse for crime. No way. But tell your picnic down. All who causing the problem. Oh. Met some youth men down on the bread line. Same song they sing and then rewind. Don't care for whatever was that. Tell
She said they don't care for whatever cost that. Right?
them to what they want that. But to your face they will hiss first, right? If see people only miss out a fortnight, but they what we do, how they what we eat. It's that time for causing the problem. Boss man run the bread is the anthem. Posing measure war and gnashing of teeth. Still I remember Michael Hercules when they killed him back in the 90s. The mother said it wasn't murder. His son was just seeking a dollar. For many of us who broken, who don't have a cent or dime.
See, Tommy, So those who don't have a cent, for many of us who broken, who don't have a cent or a dime, right? Just relax yourself. Don't. Take it easy.
Poverty and no damn excuse for crime. No way, poverty is no excuse. So when is your time to choose? Instead of shooting and looting, my pat and my lack still recruiting. Tell them youth man chant it before our next judgment time. Poverty and no damn excuse for crime. So hear me now. If you're starving to death with nothing to eat.
So if you're starving to death with
Is
nothing to
There's
eat,
nothing to eat. Go to the food basket. Where's the food basket?
where's the food basket?
Where's the safety net?
Where's the safety net? Where it is. So if you're starving to death with nothing to eat, right?
That is no excuse.
That is no excuse. If you starving to death with nothing to eat, Karina Ashe, and I think
Just
I want
die.
to call the guy if I'm sure he's right there. You're starving to death with nothing to eat. Poverty
Just
is no
die.
excuse.
When them vendors get chased off the street, that is no excuse.
So when I'm trying to make an honest living and I get chased off the street, Tommy,
That's no excuse.
that is no excuse. Yeah?
Unemployment, and you can't get a job.
Unemployment, you can't get a job, Tommy.
But that's
18%
still no
unemployment
excuse.
and you can't get a job. What is that?
No excuse.
That is no excuse. If you're struggling inside the no money club,
If you're struggling inside the no money club, Tommy,
No excuse. Just keep struggling. Until no money.
can't if you ain't have a cent.
broken to thief, Tommy, you don't have a cent.
That's no excuse.
That is no excuse. Yeah, mind your picnic, can't pay your rent.
You can't mind your picnic, you can't pay your rent.
That's no excuse.
That is no excuse. If life giving you a really hard time,
If life giving you a really hard time,
that is no excuse. Poverty is still no excuse for crime. Take a look at Miss Oprah Winfrey. Grew up in abject poverty because of drive and ambition to
And that's just a story. That is just a story because people who know better know she didn't really grow up in abject poverty. Your mic is muted. And Slim, your mic's muted.
welcome, Bijram. Yeah.
Hello. Yeah, what going on?
Yeah.
You hear what happened there? When that song will come out?
Nah, what happened?
Shadow kicking up in the great boy.
Why?
Because Shadow said poverty is hell.
Correct is right. Correct is right.
So what going on there now? So what happening there now?
That is a pro P&M song. That is what it is.
All right. I hear this.
Yeah.
You hear me?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I want to give me an answer of here, right? Do you believe only Trinidad and Tobago black African people live below poverty line? And why it is that the African always being like half caste or not recognized by the general public, like when I say general public, by the other people and them, other leaders, they always have to have them down. I don't know if they take an oath in that. Can you tell me?
Yeah, I'll tell you. Listen off here. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, cool. Yeah. Tommy, let me finish this song, but John asked a question there about if there are other people in other countries living below, black people living below the poverty line. Yes, there is.
Absolutely.
As a matter of fact, Bijram, this statistic blew me away. Tommy, I gave you these statistics and I was flabbergasted. In the United States of America, there is 18%, 18.8% of black people living below the poverty line. Let me repeat that. 18.8% of black people living below the poverty line. What is the number in Trinidad again, Tommy?
26.
I hear this.
Yeah. I think he just hung up. Yeah, Tommy.
26%.
Right? Anyway, let me continue to listen to this song. What was the other question here? Okay. The reason why most of the time black people are the bottom of the socioeconomic ladder is because we just sit down and take it. We just sit down and take it. Let me continue to listen to Karina Ashe.
Today that same old proud with billions. And over 74 years ago, a little black boy born in Tobago.
Tommy, this is where I understand what this song was all about. Let me go back to this is where I understand where this song was all about. Listen to
Today that same old proud with billions. And over 74 years ago, a little black boy born in Tobago. No shoes on his feet, walked from miles to school, real cool. Never knew the lap of luxury. Get
Tommy, you see who picture in this song?
Absolutely.
You see? This is when I realized. Go ahead.
It's called Kowtowing.
But yeah, this is when I realized Calypsonians have put themselves in the Calypso cemetery. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. You using this to talk about poverty is no excuse for crime? A black man who have 26% of black people living below the poverty line. A black man who have 18% black people unemployed. A black man who have the most amount of black kids scoring 50% below the 50%, scoring below 50% in the SEA. A black man who have 65% or more people are being killed under his watch. A black man who have the first, second highest murder rates in the history of Trinidad and Tobago. And Karina Ashe, you want to come and tell people about poverty is no excuse for no crime? Look, boy, that's why Calypso going in the Calypso cemetery. This is because a song like this and Review Tent. I don't know which one Karina Ashe in. I think she was in Kaiser House. And Review Tent complaining about we can't get people to come and listen to Calypso. People want to come and listen to this? Listen to that? Nah.
Grind was the story, but today, as our PM, he rule. He never said like back in the 90s, like that you two shoot for Hercules. This nation knows me and living. Today I go make a killing. Never once stoop to thieving. My brains and hard work he climb. Poverty could never absolve crime. No way, poverty is no excuse. So don't fall for that abuse. You don't have to rob or cause distress because you're poor or you're jobless. You're living in mental slavery. Exorcise that thought from your mind. Poverty ain't no damn excuse for crime. No way, poverty is no excuse. So don't use that as your abuse. If that is your present condition, let it to your will and ambition. There's no need to wallow in a pit of despair and slime. No, poverty is no excuse. So don't come sing me no blues. I was born and raised in the ghetto. I work real hard and I get through. Even if on a pauper, you could still live, faith and shine. Poverty poverty and no damn excuse for crime. No, no, poverty is no excuse. So that stigma, please refuse. There are many heroes and legends who emerge from slums like the Beatum. Once your mind can conceive it, there's no mountain you can't climb. Poverty and no damn excuse for crime. No way. No way. But tell your feet down. All who cause any problem. Oh, no way, no way. No.
Tommy, I have to tell you, boy, that song is such a big disappointment coming from, you know, Karina Ashe from Lavante, right?
Yep. Wasn't that part of a singer too?
Yep. I
Errol,
think
Errol?
Errol Ashe, yeah. And Karina Ashe, yeah. That is the song you go come and sing about poverty, no excuse for crime. You and over the writer that song is all you will have calypso in the calypso cemetery. All you're afraid to sing song about the PNM. Why? Why you afraid to sing song about the PNM, Tommy? Why?
EAF. EAF.
There we go. Yeah. They're afraid to sing song. That's right. Let me read the article for you. Review 10. Review 10 complaining. Let me read it for you. Hold on. Let me get it. Hold on. Let me see it here. The review 10. Look at here. Let me read it for you just to show you that Calypso and I'm glad Marshall Montano come back in the in the forum. Maybe Marshall go help them bring back out. So here's the article. Poor attendance at KSO review, but the show must go on. Listen to this. One of the major challenges Calypso tents have faced over the years is a decrease in patrons, especially among the younger demographic. That is the last 9 years. And even with this high quality of performance this year, high quality of which performance? Manager of the Kaiser Review, Michael Sugar Allos Osuna, says filling Calypso tents is a struggle that remains ongoing. So much that some of the more experienced Calypsonians who performed voiced their disappointment before leaving the stage or skillfully wove their displeasure into their performance. Speaking with the Newsday at the show on January 20 at SWWTU Hall, Rising Road Port of Spain Osuna said, "This is a double whammy for us," referring to the fact that on the review first night in Port of Spain, it found itself in direct competition with Kaiser House, which was open free to the public at Queen's Park, Savannah. This, as he said, was a major contributor to the poor showing of patrons at review at both Arima and Port of Spain shows. Let me go on. Please. Poverty, no excuse for crime. That's what it is, Karin. I don't comprehend it, he said. How could the head, Tuco, which is supposed to be responsible for Calypso, do that? Hear them? They're fighting amongst each other. They can't get it right. They can't organize a schedule, right? Where they maybe have one in South and one in Port of Spain. So the people in South could go to a tent, the people in Port of Spain could go to a different tent. Or them come together because time's different now, right? He said he felt betrayed. Sugar Allos, you felt betrayed? What about us who feel betrayed by you guys because you guys only singing selective Calypso? I thought Calypso were the way stories are told, but it's no longer like that. Yeah? He said he felt betrayed because of the opening of Arima. He negotiated with the Arima Borough Council 2 months in advance for advertisement and rental of the venue and put everything in place for the opening on January 19, only to be faced with a borough launch of Arima Carnival on the same day again at no cost to the public. Nevertheless, he said, I'm not displeased with what I got. I'm thankful for what I got. But this was so out of place. But we
You
will
see,
survive.
with
God
a,
is
with, a, with a short season, there's going to be competition for days because there's only so much you can pack into X amount of days.
for me. Two people have killed Calypso, the RPNM and the Calypsonians. They have killed Calypso. Because you could tell me that this is Calypso season and you can hear one song about the government. One. Just imagine if the UNC was in power. What would happen?
Open season.
Open season. You'd be hearing all kind of song. But you see, black PNM people, they don't want to face up to the facts, you know. They do not want to face up to the facts. And all of them now coming out from under the red blanket to want to talk about, oh God, the judge and Coco, the judge. Oh, let the law take the place now. Let the process. Go through the process. Go through the process. Yeah? I mean, I don't believe in trying to muzzle Calypso, but Calypso muzzling itself. That judge do to muzzle Coco. The judge do to muzzle Coco. Them muzzling themselves. Remember that same Coco who sing Belated, right? They didn't want to answer their phone. Remember that? That
Yep.
same Coco, you know. But this is a different matter. This is going through the court, and the court go decide. And if the court decides for him or against him, that's what it is. It is what it is.
If he gets a ruling that he doesn't agree with, he has a right to appeal.
Simple. Simple. And that is it. Yeah? If you get a ruling you don't like, you just appeal it. What's the big deal? You might go to the Privy Council and you could win. Eh? So, or Tommy, or since they say Coco is PNM, maybe PNM could get him a few good lawyers. I don't know.
True.
Yeah?
Yeah.
PNM could get him a few good lawyers. Yeah?
If our guest is in the back, tell him to hold on for a little bit, right?
Yeah. Hold on a little bit, and we're gonna bring you in at the top of the hour. Yeah. So, when I hear that song, all right, when I hear Karina Ashe's song, I was so disappointed to know a young lady who grew up in Lavantil talking about poverty is no excuse for crime. I say, nah. But Tommy, I want to play this song for you. Or you're not gonna hear this song no other place. Let me play this song for you. Listen to this guy. This is Caston Cupid. Listen to this. Listen to this song. Listen to this.
How you feeling? Nah, look a little better than that, man. This is a very serious song, you know. I know you're gonna love it. I feel free. The music's sweet. Take a dance. Take a wine. Dee-die, dee-die, dee-day. Dee-die, dee-die, oh, lady. Listen to me carefully, yeah? By Calypso, all stories are told. Calypsonians were bold and unafraid. They'll be jamming us from dusk till dawn. Didn't care about if they mash record. Always willing to call a spade a spade. But the focus shift now entirely. The emphasis monetary. On the gravy train, singers willing to ride. It's time to forget about earthly gain, of who will lose and who will reign, and sing exactly how we feel inside. If we take our eyes off the prize, we may soon realize that's not really what we want to sing. But the seasonal buzz, is it a blessing or a curse? Cause it have us thinking about the fame it will bring. But that was never the art. Since Calypso start, Topic, Skysonian song would set them apart. We need to go back to them old days when singers used to trailblaze. The message they would impart used to come straight from the heart. Never studied who made the chart, was straight from the heart. Hit the horn. We get comfortable here. Calypsonians carrying to tame. We will always fear and fearless. And so we shall remain. Calypso is following a trend, and we can't pretend it's not happening. Like the fighting spirit's hardly there, what is left ready to disappear? Like we lyrical tool need sharpening. The venom boil on like good bachi. Every song listener friendly, songing so distant and so unhinged. The content now seems so meek and mild, can't even disturb a child. We no longer make politicians cringe. If we take our eyes off the prize, we may soon realize that's not really what we want to sing. But the seasonal buzz, is it a blessing or a curse? Cause it have us thinking about the fame it will bring. But that was never the art. Since Calypso start, Topic, Skysonian song would set them apart. We need to go back to them old days when singers used to tell the message they would impart used to come straight from the heart. Never once needed a jump start, was straight from the heart. Get them home. See this? There's a labor of love. There's not for money. This is love. This is love from my heart. They say, Castan, you can't sing that kind of song. Why? There are issues that needs to be told. And if I go tell it, so be it. Every labor deserves its reward. Singers can't afford not to get paid. But money brings us little benefit if we only singing for profit, when there are greater roles for us to play. But we treat Kaiso like a classroom test, worrying who will protest, tiptoeing in song just to get a pass. No, anyone can surely predict there will be inner conflict when we watch ourselves in we looking glass. If we take our eyes off the prize, we may soon realize that's not really what we want to sing. But the seasonal buzz put some lyrics in reverse, cause it have us thinking about the fame it will bring. But that was never the art. Since Calypso start, Topic, Skysonian song would set them apart. We need to go back to them old days when singers used to the message they would impart used to come straight from the heart. Never care about the aftermath, was straight from the heart. Thank you very much.
put your hands together. Kaiso, Caston.
All right. I see we are doing it again. This one we want to make low. I'm talking to all your real serious. From older bars, I taken a page. When I hit this stage, I'm doing me. What I feel to sing, I vocalize. There will be no room for compromise. I must be concerned about my legacy. The nation under so much stress, serious issues to address. I'm gonna say it frank, I'm gonna keep it real. Cause when you sing it brave and bold, deep down from my heart and soul, is the only way a nation could heal. If we take our eyes off the prize, we may soon realize what? That's not really what we want to sing. But the seasonal burst or true feelings we submerge, cause it have us thinking about the fame it will bring. But that was never the art. Since Calypso start, topics Kaisonian sang would set them apart. We need to go back to them old days when singers used to the message they would impart. Straight from my heart. Till we upset the apple cart was straight from the heart. Thank you very much.
Yes. Yes.
You hear that? You're not going to hear that calypso on them. You're not going to hear that calypso on them other places, you know.
Straight from the heart.
Straight from the heart. If Calypsonians were to forget about the EAF virus and go back to singing Calypso straight from the heart, maybe Calypso will get itself out of the Calypso cemetery. Yeah?
Yep.
So let's go for a quick break. It's In the Village with yours truly, Professor Wall Street and Uncle Tommy on WZY 95.9 FM. When we come back, we'll have our guests in with us. Stick and stay. We'll be right back after the short message. Don't go nowhere. It's In the Village with the Dad Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We'll be right back after this message.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
Run the music, DJ.
All right, so we're just going to play this one, and then we're going to bring in our guests. After this one here. Listen to this one.
Run the music, DJ. Somebody's listening to study on your books. To my mother, they got it so. Junior, I can't do it so much more. Nobody can see the control. But like his grandfather, my calendar, and grandmommy, sweet carry so. The family trace of little boy soldier. But I never find it just so. He is the head of the fencing class. The heart of the Caliban. He's the jumping legs in the mass. The rest of the closet back and out. I wonder shy, we just cannot hide. And this everybody know. If you look ready, know inside. So where is it so long? And it's so never hear you. And it's so right. So nice. Sister Shadi and brother Raga. Also on every Trinidad. So you don't have to look no further. I saw everybody know. It was spirit in China and mother. So where is it so long? In the DNA is Calypso. When I look at Sharon Bailey, all I see is mighty shadow. Sometimes I just wonder if Mary Father could have been Trinidad Rico. Look, I know what's on everybody know. This Kaito is a metaphor, but be aware also. I too was born 1974. They once called me a Calypso singer, cause I couldn't write those like Sparrow. Since then I write another hit soca. I know I write a hit Calypso. Soca is Calypso. Sister Sandy and brother Raga, born raised in Chicago. So you don't have to look no further, cause from Peanut straight to Coco. If you look it long into soca, you have to find sweet. I love you. Sing it again.
Yes, indeed, yes. That one takes the cake. But who we have in the background there? We have a man who gonna take us on a serious note here. A man with over 40 years experience in law enforcement and security, a man who also is diverse in many other areas that we're not going to touch tonight because we're going to stay focused. A man from Trinidad and Tobago who came to the United States at an early age and was focused, knew exactly what he wanted to do, knew he wanted to be in the national security, or should I say the security business, and he stayed in it. Introducing, no stranger to WZYE, Mr. or should I say Sergeant
Victor Ramsey.
That's right, Victor Ramsey. Welcome,
Yes.
welcome, Mr. Ramsey.
Thank you for having me here again for the third time. I'm here. I'm looking at the issues that's going on in Trinidad right now. It's very serious with homicide, with the killing, amount of killing. In the past 29 days, this year being so young, we have lost 36 people by way of weapons, guns. It's very sad. I was researching the numbers of people, of guns in Trinidad, how many people have been killed. And the issue is a simple one to solve, that of gun buyback, amnesty program. And by that I mean we will clean the streets up of Trinidad and Tobago. We'll buy all the weapons back, illegal weapons, even those weapons where we was purchased legally. If individuals feel they have no use for them, because the threat level will be low. The Prime Minister says that he has $100 million. $100 million. Trinidad Prime Minister said he's going to put towards the safety of the nation. And I believe strongly that he will do so. I believe he wears his heart on his sleeve. And he's looking for a solution for far too many of our family members being murdered senselessly on the streets. I look at the past 5 years, the murder rates in Trinidad. Going back to 2019, there was 538 murders, which was the second highest within the past 5 years. We then follow 2000 and 2021. The nation was on lockdown, and even on lockdown, we lost 396 souls in 2020. In 2021, we lost another 448 souls. Unnecessary. In a country where what was known for our love, our simple, joyful way of life. In fact, to give you a little history on the country, Trinidad was a country where the TV was invented to show our ways, how we live, the carnival, the birds, the people, the joyful way of that island is known as Holy Trinity. We're going to bring it back to what it used to be, where we could leave our doors open and the neighbors will make sure that things was left in place. But with all these guns on the street, that is not possible. So looking at the numbers again, I see after coming out from lockdown in 2021, 2022 followed the highest number of murders, which was 605 murders. In 2023, there was not much different. It was 575, giving a grand total of 1,180. That's after the lockdown. During the lockdown was 844 total, which is a difference of 336 murders. What's going on in Trinidad? And I'm saying this to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. I know a kinder, gentler nation. When I was growing up, never worry about no gangsters and guns. I witnessed those things here in the United States. I've been living here 48 years, and I helped clean up Newark. And I'm going to give you the numbers. What Newark homicide looked like prior to the amnesty program, and to show you that it's something that we should consider greatly. In a city of 307,220 people, the year 2015 and 2016, prior to the amnesty program, there was 917 murders, 91 suicide. In 2017 and 18, when they adopted the amnesty program, the numbers fell from homicide from 917 to 676, suicide from 91 to 76. It was then followed by 2 years of lockdown from the pandemic, 2019 and 2020. The numbers dropped dramatically during that time. Fast forward into 2021, Newark only had 60 murders. In 2022, there was 50 murders. In 2023, there was 47. So given the last 2 years, there was a total of 97 murders. A far cry from the numbers we started of 917. That means there was a drop of 89% murder. If we can adapt the same program in Trinidad, we can get even a better result, because Trinidad does not manufacture weapons. We only, as far as I know, is only six shops that sells weapons, and another 6 facilities that does training. Very limited amount. The U.S. has endless supplies of gun stores, and in some places like Philadelphia, you can walk into the store and buy a loaf of bread and buy a gun at the same time. In Trinidad, you will have to have Jesus and John the Baptist to get a weapon. So if we can eliminate those weapons off the street through this amnesty program, and the amnesty program clearly states that no one will be held accountable for weapons that have been used in the past in the commission of a crime. No one will take your fingerprints. No one will take your pictures. No one will ask you any questions as to where you get this weapon from. All we are concerned with is taking that weapon off the streets, making it a safe nation again. In the 4 cities that are looked at, Philadelphia, Newark, Detroit, and Pennsylvania, there was a total of 15,875 weapons was removed from the streets. In Newark, having a population of 307,220 people, 4,775 weapons was removed from the street. 1,973 handguns, 1,142 shotgun, 1,025 rifle, and 129 assault weapons, and 506 misfit weapons. Those are weapons that not really work well, doesn't have a firing pin, but still we need to get those weapons off the street, because we have pretty bright guys out there who will figure a way to make those weapons work. So even those weapons we want off the street. And in Detroit in 2021, they removed 7,600 weapons off the street. Everybody heard the stories of these cities. New York City, in one day, May 1st, 2023, 3,000 weapons was removed off the street. Philadelphia, 500. So we can do the same thing in Trinidad. And since Trinidad does not have a way of resupplying those weapons rapidly, we can surely increase the safety of the citizens and the nation. I suggest that out of the $100 million, we take 35 million, which is a rough equivalent to 5 million US. 5 million US can buy every weapon off the streets of Trinidad and Tobago. We will clean that nation up. We have a nation of 1.4 million people. Well, like I say, most of the people that's getting hurt is the poor, the black and brown people. The 1%, we know who they are, is the ones who bring in those weapons. For you to catch a fish, that fish has to participate. And we will not be grabbing at those so-called baits. We can take back the streets. Many of those young men that are gangsters there in Trinidad, many of them are housed when I work corrections. I spoke to many of those young men, and they trust me. So I can meet with opposing gangs, because like I say, many of them, I know them well. And they trust me, for I was that officer who wore a hairbrush in his holster. They know I love and respect the citizens, and I will protect them with all my heart. Like I say, I have served 21 years in the U.S. military, 21 years in law enforcement, and over 40 years in private security. And I'm coming on here to say that I'm willing to do the work to make our nation safe again. And I'm pleading, I'm begging the people that are in authority to please give me a chance and put this program in place and save the innocent. So before, I suggested to have boots on the ground where the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago handpick their officers. To become an officer in Trinidad and Tobago, you should go through that. Let the people decide who they want to serve and protect them, who they're willing to put their lives in their hands. This is what we need to clean the streets up. Now, all the weapons that will be purchased in the buyback, the military, I believe, is the one should get those weapons. For we have many experts in the military. I've served in the military. Like I say, I was a sergeant in the military, evacuation sergeant. So I know. Every weapon that is purchased back should be taken to an area, incinerator, and burned to ashes so that they could never return to the street. And the military, I think, is the one should oversee that program. Work hand in hand with the police, but the citizen seems to have a better rapport with the military, and they are more equipped for dealing with those weapons. I will suggest that they do that, and also have a civilian complaint review board where the police is not policing themselves or the military. We have a citizen, civilian being a part of that board, and that would steer the ship straight. So I'm just hoping that the people in power, the people that makes these decisions, will adopt this program. I'm begging and pleading because I know it works. I live in the heart of Newark, where all the gangsters exist. And I get all the respect and love from them for keeping the peace. Like I said, last year there was only 47 murders. Normally, it would be 500, 400 murders in a year. And to be down to 47 is a hell of an accomplishment. Like I say, we had an 89% drop in homicide and suicide. Just imagine how many young men and women we can save in Trinidad and Tobago. I heard a lot of complaints of no one in authority is looking to fix things. Now they have the solution. Wouldn't cost them a dime to have me come down and oversee the program. Make sure that it runs the way that it should run. Like I say, the weapons will be destroyed once we purchase them back. And I can assure the young men, women, whoever it is having these weapons, illegal weapon, they can feel safe that no one will take your fingerprint. You cannot be charged with anything. Although those weapons may or may not have been used in the commission of a crime. You get a receipt and pay for the weapon. So based on what weapons go for in Trinidad and Tobago, it will be a reasonable reward for turning in that weapon. Like I say, just give me that 5 million, right? 35 million TT dollars, which is equal to 5 million US, and we can purchase back the safety of our nation. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you for being here.
Well, I want to hope that the people who are listening listen, and at this point in time, by any means necessary, because crime is out of control in Trinidad and Tobago, and they need to try different ideas that they haven't tried before. I don't know if they ever had a buyback program in Trinidad.
Not at all.
Okay.
This will be something, like I say, first of its kind in the islands. And like I say, Trinidad has always led the way in the islands. So why not take the lead again? Why not? This time in a positive sense.
Wouldn't you need a staff and all that type of thing to put together?
Well, we already have the military in place. We have the police department in place. Like I say, and with officers, we're going to be checking the merits of officers, right? And police. We looking at personnel who have 10 years and above, seniors, and see what their evaluations has been like. See the complaints against them from the citizen. Officers who have too many complaints against them of wrongdoings, they should be given a 7s and ask them to turn that weapon in and badge in and find employment somewhere else, for their heart is not in the right place. We're going to revamp the whole police department. And so we will send a message that Trinidad is different. We don't believe in all this gangster stuff. Like I say, many of these young men who was involved in gangs there, they know me very well. Had many conversations with many of those young men before they was sent back. And many of them say if they had someone like myself that they can go to as an officer and actually speak to them and help them see things differently, they wouldn't have been in the position that they're in now. You can't expect to deport people without having a catch program somewhere for them to land and rehabilitate them into society. They just drop them off at the airport with a bag and let them fend for themselves. That cannot work. That does not work. We have to have programs in place to help young men and women returning citizens to the nation. Can't expect to treat a person as an animal for 5-10 years and then expect them to act like a human being. And officers need to stop separating themselves from the general public because they pay you well. You should be in there and know every person within your community, within the area where you work. Walk into the stores, greet people, show your face. Can't do it in an air-conditioned car just speeding by. It doesn't work. Now we're going to have those officers who in their air-conditioned cars, the supervisors who has paid their dues, but their job is to go around and check on other officers, also show their face within the community. Drive-by greetings doesn't work. They actually have to have boots on the ground and having conversation with the people that pays them. This is one of the things I've seen in my years flying back and forth in Trinidad. I've seen very little interaction with the police and the community. They seem to have us against them attitude. Then who's them? When you are a civilian, 16 hours a day, 8 hours as an officer. So you're a civilian 2/3 at a time. So that tells me you have no respect for yourself. Because if you had respect for yourself, then you would have respect for others. We need to remind our officers that they are civilian most of the day. And to protect those people that they took an oath to protect. Just do their job. I'm not asking anybody to be a hero. Just do your job. In doing your job, everyone will be safe. That's including yourself. You have to be selfless. Can't be selfish, because being selfless, you include yourself. Because people will think of you. Being selfish, they wouldn't think of you at all. Not in a good way. I've been off the force 13 years, and there's not a day go by that someone meet me, my family members, and thank them for the job I have done. I'm still involved in training officers and getting the innocent ones back on the job. So the job never stops, because the active service members is the one who pays your retirement. Without them, there is no retirement. And once again, like I say, I'm hoping that those who are on the fence officers that's on the fence and don't know what to do, to step back and think about the oath that you took to serve and to protect. Because you are paid a reasonable wage. Don't do like some of the old timers that you see shaking people down. Even pull him aside or her aside and remind them of the duties of the day. I would love that. I see, and I can be reached. So the powers that be, if they're very serious about moving ahead and cleaning up the street, I'm welcome to come aboard and help.
One thing I heard you said that that you want to do it for free. I don't get that part.
My work is voluntary. Like I say, I will volunteer to do this work, to come aboard and help them build a better Trinidad. For I have my pension. I have done well. I'm not hurting for anything.
Why should you give your services for free when a fellow that come from Canada or United Kingdom or Germany or Europe might give less of a service than you could? And
it doesn't have the same at stake as I does. I was born in Trinidad. Many of my family still live there. My heart is still there. And it's just a thank you for having the opportunity to reach the level where I have reached. And I'm being paid well. So it's not that I'm working for free, it's that I'm paying forward. Still have a lot of young men and women looking for guidance out there. And this is my way of giving back. Because when I left Trinidad, just before I left Trinidad, I used to sell bottles. Had wires in my shoes and walked from Captiville to Egypt Government School. My peers can tell you about it. Song like not true, but it is. So I know poverty. And I'm not hungry. I have much on my table. Much was given, much should be given back. So that's why people respect me that much here, because I was never for sale. With the military, I was in charge of medical. I turned in over $1 million worth of drugs that no one knew was there. And I had less than $200 in my pocket. I believe in working for mine. Man shall eat by the sweat of thy brow. It never says anything about stealing another man's meal. I believe in that. The integrity of my work. And that's why today, like I say, I've been retired over 13 years. May 6th will be 13 years from law enforcement. I've been retired from the military 24 years. And people still reach out in both field for me.
Yeah, read Denise Leanio's question. I would read it. Denise says, these are young men who came to America to make a better life for themselves, but chose to join gangs. What do you think they will do after being deported back home? What is there for them to do? They were deported to no one with nothing. What can they do? She also goes on to ask, what are your plans for these guys? Do you plan to teach them a trade so they can get decent jobs?
Yes, and that's where The reopening of the boys' centers, youth centers, trade schools are so important. The money that they normally will be spending towards crime will be now spent towards the rehabilitation, halfway houses for these young men and women. Like I say, I spoke to many of them during my years at the jail who was on the ice floor, gang floor, and was en route back home to many of the islands. And this is the thing I spoke of. You can't just put a young man or woman on a plane and drop them off to their birthplace who have left there at least a decade, 2 decades ago, and expect them to survive. They're going to end up in the street in a world of crime. That's all they know. We have to have a program in place. And the people, in position have to understand that you just can't drop someone off with no guidance in the middle of the ocean. Can't. You have to have something in place. And this is what is not being done. You see them as miscellaneous people, but they're not. No live is considered miscellaneous. You have to have something in place for young men and women, even elderly people, period. They have to have a recovery point, a rehabilitation center. So in there, they can learn the ways of the land and given something to do because they're going to find the nearest gang member. As we can see, that does not work. But with that money in place, I can say $100 million can do a lot, put a lot in place. But we have to be willing to help make that change. A lot of retired officers, military, and soldiers can help assist with this. That's why my work will be volunteer work on my end, because we have the experience. For a lot of the guys in Trinidad and Tobago, doesn't get a reasonable enough salary after retiring. So they need to be compensated for their time. But if someone like myself, like I say, I'm doing well.
Yeah, but you'll have costs. At least your costs should be covered.
Well, plane rides or something like that is one thing, but I'm talking as far as for the work of itself, volunteer work. That I will give free, of course, my mentorship.
I don't mind. I don't mind you volunteering to do stuff, but in my estimation, I want to be very careful here. What about getting back and forth? What about transportation? What about food? What about lodging? What about all that kind of stuff?
Transportation, we have Trinidad has means. We have many buses, minivans, so for transportation. So we can use that. Now you have like the military, a lot of those vehicles are not being used. Those people could be put on duty. They're already being paid for it.
No. I'm talking about you. I'm not talking about other people.
For myself?
Yeah.
Well, I can understand having some mean of transportation back and forth there. I welcome that, but as far as money in the hand for anything else, I'm okay. like I say, my thing is to make a complete turnaround from what is there. We
Yeah,
have these-
I just feel that all right, I'm not going to say that.
Yes,
Yeah, I think what you're trying to do, it's very laudable, and I will hope that the powers to be who are listening will take you up on it, so there can be some betterment for Trinidad and Tobago. I'll put it that way.
yes,
So
I believe it will, because like to say, numbers don't lie. I have all the numbers here, and people who wants to check on the numbers, I give it to them. And like you say, you just pull up the city of Newark and the amnesty program from when it started to what it is now.
So here's the question. The program you're speaking about, is it privately funded or state funded?
The programs here,
Oh, no, the
that's,
program, yeah.
in Trinidad and Tobago.
No, I'm not sure if he's talking about the program.
The question, the program is, are you speaking about is privately funded or state funded? Because trust me, Trinidad government not going to do that. We have the money now.
I guess they asked.
According to the prime minister, there's $100 million he put in towards that. So there is money there. And I believe that he really wants to make a difference. And since this money, according to the prime minister, this money is in place, why not utilize it to save the nation?
But I think they were asking about here in the United States about where the funding came from.
The funding in the United States, it comes from the state, allocated that money. I understand there's a lot of stuff that's being said that the police just show up and arrest people, but that really doesn't happen in towns where there is a civilian complaint review board. And if such a thing happened, you have internal affairs to go to speak on those things. It is a thing that we need to support. The government has the money in place.
Denise lives in Newark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe I know who she is.
Mm-hmm.
I know the Leonios.
Okay.
Yeah. Sergeant, do you believe poverty has anything to do with crime?
Poverty breeds crime.
Huh?
Poverty breeds crime.
Okay.
Yes. That's why many people do have the things they do because of the lack of money. And anyone say that being poor doesn't create crime or is not in touch with reality. Many of the crime that is committed is because people does not have food on their table.
Well, we have a singer in Trinidad saying poverty is no excuse for crime.
Well, if it was like that, then most countries will be crime free. You have the have and the have not, you know, and the have not trying to get something to eat too. Looking at what the have has. So
I mean, I don't understand, eh? Just doing a little bit of research will tell you what type of impact poverty have on crime. And in this day and age, right, when we have people who are saying poverty is no excuse for crime, I mean, I don't know what to say, man. I really don't know what to say. I don't. I'm at a
that's
loss.
why we, you know, that's just a form of entertainment and calypso, you know. Uh, it's not the same calypsonian like back in the day that actually put out messages that's really meaningful. Now they're just singing anything to make a dollar. It doesn't have to make sense. It just make dollars for them. That's it.
But we need solutions. We need solutions. You bring in solutions. You trying to bring solutions to the table. That's what you are trying to do. And
But many of those people are just looking for a slice of bread, a daily bread. They're not concerned with the so-called problems or issues at hand. Their mind is not there. Many people just go along for self, what they can get. I mean, if they can get a couple of dollars and look good and drive a fast car, that's good enough for them. What happened to someone else is not their concern. But being in law enforcement and serving the military, I understand that freedom is not free. Someone has to pay for that. And people like myself is the one who stand guard while others sleep and rest. Look what's happening across the world. You know, some soldiers we have to put on our boots. Like I say, I serve in the military and I serve on the force. So I know 21 years in law enforcement, 21 years in the military. I've seen both sides. Having to sleep out there for days of, you know, in the cold and in the hot. Many people will never experience that. And so they don't know that. They know their nice warm bed. But soldiers, we know what it takes. And that's why it really hurts you when you go out there and serve and people just take those things for granted, their freedom for granted.
let me read for you something from World Population Review. This was doing crime rates by country. Crime rates are influenced by several factors, such as poverty, unemployment, and law enforcement strictness. Countries like Venezuela, Papua New Guinea, and South Africa have, have high crime rates due to issues like corruption, economic changes, and social challenges. Low crime rates in countries like Switzerland and Japan are attributed to effective law enforcement and, in some cases, restrictive gun laws. Overall, crime rate is calculating. All right, I don't need to read that. Crime rate varies greatly from country to country and are influenced by many factors. For example, high poverty levels and unemployment tend to inflate a country's crime rate. Conversely, strict police enforcement and severe sentences tend to reduce crime rates. There's also a strong correlation between age and crime, with most crimes, especially violent crime, being committed by those aged 20 to 30 years of age. So when I hear a person write a calypso and say poverty is no excuse for crime, I believe in Trinidad and Tobago, we are like going up to San Fernando Hill and we don't know where we're going to head next. Because this is really sad. This is sad. You know, because we are not trying to come up. When I say we, I mean when we think about them in Trinidad. No, I can't say that. I think they're trying to come up with solutions, but I think they're just bankrupt of ideas.
And that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here today, to make sure that everyone have a chance to live a decent life, have the experience. With my experience and their ear and willingness to change, we can do this together. We definitely can do it together. Everyone told me I was crazy, that I couldn't serve in one of the highest crime area, Newark, without carrying my weapon around. And I showed them that's not true. The greatest weapon we have is our mind, our brain, and our ability to communicate peacefully, having open dialogues all the time. We have to have that with our officers and the general public.
You know, in 2016, there was an article in SydneyCriminalLawyers.com. Netherlands closes prisons due to shortage of criminals.
Mm-hmm.
Let me repeat that. Netherlands closes prisons due to shortage of criminals. The Netherlands will close several of its prisons in coming years due to a steady decline in criminal rates. The Netherlands place a heavy emphasis on diversion, reintegration, and rehabilitation programs, which have been proven to be highly successful in deterring people away from the criminal justice system and from reoffending. Those in prisons are encouraged to learn new skills to help them become gainful members of society when released. A wide range of diversionary and support programs are available to get offenders back on track with their life. The country also uses tracking device, which means some offenders can serve time while remaining part of the community. While tracking device is suitable for all offenders and can be controversial, they have proven to be successful in the Netherlands. The nation have also shifted towards treating drug addiction as a health issue rather than a criminal law problem, which has been instrumental in helping users to get help they need and keep them out of prison. You know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like to say, we know the data is there to prove.
Data is there. That's exactly what I was going to say.
It's
Data-
there. So it's just a matter for us to adopt that. Do we really want to bring Trinidad back to the glory days, or do we want to keep it on this path?
You know, as you said that, right? Before we go for the break, I want you to listen to something here. Let me see if I have this right here before we go for the break. Listen to this.
Till our differences come together and work with one another, because crime is a business in Trinidad and Tobago. Because every time you, black brother, get arrested, whether you are Muslim or Rasta, The Syrians make $40 million a year just to take you back and forth between the court and the prison. Every time they delay your case, the Syrians make more money in transportation to the tune of tens of thousands of dollars every single day. When your cases get delayed, the Indian lawyers get paid more, so they become richer, while the Chinese, who own some of the supermarkets along with some of the Trinidad whites, supply the prisons with some of the items that they need in order to operate. So we just getting arrested. We just going to jail. Dr. Darius Figueres said there's not one top-level African drug lord in Trinidad and Tobago. They are all either white, Chinese, Indian, or Syrian, but almost 100% of people within the prison population who were there for drug offenses are Africans. Imagine that. Mainly Indian businessmen bringing in all the compressed marijuana with the chemicalized heroin in it. None of them going to jail. Only African youths going to jail. But the African youths who are in jail fighting each other. How stupid can you possibly be to fall into those kinds of traps, see the truth of it, and still sink yourself even deeper into those kinds of traps? Wake up, black people.
It's heartbreaking, but like you say, the numbers reflect what he says.
No.
And it's easy to get the statistics on race imprisonment. And like you say, 1% of the population should not control the other 99% of the population.
Sarge, there's a way that we believe, many of us believe, that almost anything we try in Trinidad gets corrupted. What are your plans to prevent your proposals from being corrupted?
Like you say, we get the community, civilian complaint review boards, the civilian is working hand in hand with the police and the military. When you do that, you have a balance. You cannot let the police police themselves. It does not work. Crime is going to continue on the same path. With the civilians being a part of the equation, things will work much better. Like I say, the weapons are to be destroyed. Those weapons that we get off the street, they are to be destroyed weekly. And so without the guns on the street, that crime, no matter how organized they are, the 1% that brings these weapons in, they cannot survive. They cannot sustain it. It needs the massive of the people to participate in there. To catch a fish, that fish has to participate.
So Sergeant Ramsey, hold it there. We got to go for a quick station identification.
Okay.
In the village with the Dad Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Monday from 7. Oh, we say 7 to 9, but it's 7 to 10. All right. So stick and stay. We'll be right back after the short message.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE LP 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
Yeah, man.
We are back with you. It's in the village with the Dad Triplets, WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Monday from 7 to 10 p.m. Every Monday from 7 to 10 p.m. I just want to give you one verse of Karina Shear's song.
Farmers are tired, hear it. Protesters daily declare it. Bedlam on Nelson or Beatam. When you are we shut down the program. Vendors from Queen Street to Charlotte. When they hot and ready to riot. What we do like they what we thief. Once I'm facing adverse conditions, crime is their fallback position. And to this mindset I just fall. Good grief, good grief. But I remember back in the 90s when they killed for Michael Hercules, shoot the famous prison commissioner. The mother say she boy was a hustler, but for crimes like murder there is no good reason or rhyme. Poverty ain't no damn excuse for crime. No way, poverty is no excuse. You don't ever win but lose. But with upward mobilization, nothing beats good education. Next time a youth man say it, hit him a slap one time. What poverty and no damn excuse for crime. No way. Go tell your picnic them.
We are back with you. It's in the village with yours truly, Professor Wall Street and Uncle Tommy. And we have with us tonight our guest, Sergeant Victor Ramsey. And Karina Asher says, poverty is no excuse for crime.
You have to be living under a rock.
Yeah, I mean,
and person for someone to say that they haven't been poor.
well, no, she grew up. She comes from a poor. She comes from village council in Laventille.
Yeah, but there was bread on the table. I can tell you about poverty, so I know.
Let me say welcome to Cleo. Cleo, welcome. Cleo Yearwood, where you joining us from? Denise is from Newark. Eileen says, Caribbean soul, criminals are from the poor communities because they're oppressed and suffering, but wonder lifestyles of politicians. So with no care for life, criminals will do anything to anyone. Caribbean soul said, Wall Street, I think being a lawyer, you have to get rid of your patriot hat. You have to love the crimes because that's how we will live and mind your family.
So,
Heidi says, for some reason, some poor people have an attitude that they have the right to terrorize and practice the same oppression on their own communities with politicians' agenda. Denise says, I believe her. Poverty is no excuse for crime. Eileen says, imagine children who poor and come from poor communities don't have any interest in getting an education, when that is their only opportunity for a better life. It's just unexplainable. Cleo said she's from Trinidad. What part of Trinidad, Cleo? Denise, I'm sorry, you know, but the statistics and the research doesn't prove that. As a matter of fact, I just read for you from the World Review Population. They did a study, and they talk about unemployment, they talk about poverty, and they talk about other things to do with the police. There was 3 things they stated about it. And poverty have a lot to do with crime. Let me ask Denise a question. Think about this, right, Captain Ramsey? Cleo says she's from Point 14. Welcome. Why is it that we have the highest crime in some of the poorest areas in Trinidad and Tobago? And let me go to here. One of the highest crime was in Newark, right?
Yes.
And Newark, poverty. Newark is to be, but Newark have decided to do things, and it has changed. As a matter of fact, we can only go to East Orange.
Yeah.
East Orange at one time had a lot of high crimes. Let me ask a question.
Well, Newark, one of the big reasons for Newark too, for the changes, because many New Yorkers are being transplanted into Newark, and people with money. So more money, people with more money that comes into Newark help clear the crime rate up also, because those who are poor are pushed out from Newark.
But,
The
but,
app-
Could it be also that there are opportunities?
well,
more opportunities. Some are being pushed out, more opportunities, right? And I say, and less weapon. All these things work together.
but Sergeant Ramsey, let me ask you a question. We live in New Jersey, right? How come there's not high crime in Melbourne or Short Hills?
Because they are very
Jersey,
well off
Livingston,
towns.
Maplewood,
Right.
certain parts of West Orange, right? We go up to Cedar Grove, Livingston. How come? What it is?
Because those people are well to do.
Oh,
That's the reason. It's self-explanatory. More money you have, better you do in life, is less chances are you going to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. Right? So you have food on your table. There's no need to go out scavenging. To those who doesn't have food, they have to find it by any means necessary.
yeah. How come when we talk about high crimes in Essex County, we talk about Newark, we talk about Irvington, we talk about East Orange, we talk about Orange.
4 areas.
What all those areas have in common?
Poverty.
We have to understand this thing, And as soon as Newark start to fix things up, man, you go downtown Newark now, compared to back 78 to 82 when I went to Seton Hall.
It's been swept clean. I remember when Newark had over 20,000 homeless in Penn Station.
Yeah. And hold on a minute. Everyone, let's talk. Where you joining us from? He hit the nail on the proverbial head. Well, he or she, I'm not sure who it is. You know what he said? He or she. They are all urban areas.
Correct.
Correct is right.
Correct is right.
So you can say Laventille and environs is considered, he's from Newark, New Jersey. He's from Newark, right? He's absolutely correct. I lived in Newark. I lived on Alexander Street in Newark. Right? So I think that we have the answers to many of the problems, crime problems. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. All right, Arlene, welcome. Arlene,
that's my niece. That's my niece.
Arlene Ramsey.
Right.
That's your family?
Yes, that's my niece.
All right, Arlene, welcome. Yeah. And what it is that there are solutions that have already been tried and tested. These solutions have been tried and tested. Thank you. She just says Victor niece. Thank you. You see? Good evening to you. So what I'm saying is that all these urban areas, in these communities here, if you go and see the things they're doing in East Orange now, man, unbelievable.
Yes.
Orange, West Orange, these places are being revitalized.
Yes.
And as soon as these places get revitalized, all in a sudden, crime like out of there. And all kind of people moving in. Orange too. Thank you very much. Orange too. Yes.
Gentrification.
And listen, and I don't know what else to say now. I don't know. I don't know if we are ready for solutions to the problems, or if the right type of people bring in these solutions, and maybe they should go in the background and let other type of people bring these solutions. I don't know. I'm just asking.
You say you don't know if we're ready for solutions. I don't think we've been in a position where we needed more than now. I think we needed most right now. We need solutions.
That's right.
There's no question that solutions are needed urgently, like yesterday, not even tomorrow.
Tommy, I think we have many of these solutions, but I don't know if it's coming from the right people, so to speak. I think that unfortunately there are other people who bring solutions, and they will accept those solutions because it's coming from a different type of people, so to speak.
Well, why aren't those type of people bringing it? Because it's not in their interest. There's no profit from it for them, so they wouldn't bring it. So we're between a rock and a hard place.
Well,
here's why I say that, right? Here's why I say that. Tommy, we always talk about the different programs that I have tried to bring to Trinidad and Tobago, not for me, but for improvement in the people of Trinidad and Tobago, especially the people who live in below the poverty line. And I was told that, Anselm, that is a good solution, but you have to take a certain name out of that thing you want to bring to people because they ain't comfortable with that name that you're bringing.
Right.
So they're not looking at the solution, They're looking at the name you bring.
I have a question to the audience, right? If tomorrow is yours, how much you willing to pay for it today?
Good question.
Say that again.
I said, if tomorrow is yours, how much you willing to pay for it today? That's the question for the audience.
Okay. You all hear that? Repeat it.
I said, if tomorrow is yours, how much you willing to pay for it today? That's something they all should think of.
I'm typing it in the chat. If tomorrow is yours, how much are you willing to pay for it today? All right, folks. So the question is in the chat. If tomorrow is yours, how much are you willing to pay for it today?
Aline says, sacrifice a few good times to create tomorrow.
Cleo says everything. Cleo says everything. If tomorrow is yours, how much are you willing to pay for it today? Aline says, sacrifice a few good times to create tomorrow. Cleo says everything. I want to think, I want to think that we are part of the problem, not part of the solution. And here's why. Because many people in Trinidad and Tobago believe that we think, since we are in America, we think we are more intelligent than the people in Trinidad and Tobago. And we want to bring our ideas to them, right? And they don't want us to impart ideas that worked in the past, that have been tried and tested. And they feel when we bring those ideas, we think we are better than them. even though we don't think so.
You see, what they don't realize is that we want a better homeland so that when we visit, we are more comfortable and that we have it as a good prospect for retirement.
But Tommy, you hear people say, people have called us and told us, why would they stay in America? Or they want to tell we how to run we country?
We were born there. It's our country too.
Yeah, but all they run away when all they was young, right? I've been out of Trinidad 47 years. Tommy, you've been out of Trinidad 50-something years.
52 years.
Trinidad over 40-something years. All they want to come back and tell we how to run we country. All they stay in America and relax now, man. That's what they're saying, you know.
Forgetting that we still have loved ones, all our loved ones. Many of us have kids, have grandkids, have mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, cousins, and uncles that still live there.
Have
Yeah,
property,
but love them from
have
far.
property
Love
too.
them virtually.
Have property there too.
Yeah, you see your property virtually. Yeah, no problem with your property and your kids. All you come once a while, and all you come and visit them, and then all you go back to America. Because whether you are citizens or not, whether you have citizenship or not, you have dual citizenship. As a good friend of mine told me, you can't serve two masters.
Can't serve two masters, huh?
Yeah, that's what he told me. He said you can't serve two masters. You gotta decide.
So you gotta give up your dual citizenship and just take one.
Yeah, you gotta pick a side. Pick a side.
All right.
So dual citizenship is out of the question.
Correct. You can't serve two masters.
All right.
If you're interested in making things better in Trinidad with your expertise, fine. Give up your citizenship, America citizenship, and come back in Trinidad and live. I've been told that many times, you know.
Yeah.
I have been told you staying up in America and you fighting for buildings down here. Why don't come back home and fight for them? Come and go and live in your community and fight for them. Come back home now and listen to this. The MP who representing the community don't live in the community, you know. But they want me, who living in America, who fighting harder for them to come back and live in the community that the MP don't live in. Or they think it's easy?
That's why I tell people there's issues and solutions. And we are addressing the issues at hand. There is no such thing as a problem. Problems can't be solved. There are issues. And I think we do a good job of solving issues.
Yep. Oh.
I think that there's a lot of issues need to be solved in Trinidad and Tobago, but I'm sorry to say that it appears to me that Trinidadians who are living outside of Trinidad and Tobago, that there are not many people in Trinidad don't feel comfortable with other Trinidadians coming back and helping Trinidad. Let me say this, think about this, right? I came on this station here and I said I was going to pick up some used running shoes and used running cleats to help some people in Trinidad. A woman came here and told we don't want to use shoes. Me doing it again, you know. Yes, no. Me doing it, you know. I'm serious. I'm not doing it. I'm not. Yeah? Because here was the first thing. It have people who suffering peacefully and need them shoes. I who need it. I have a friend of mine who does run. I have shoes. After 3 months I wear shoes, I can't run in it no more. Every time he comes to America, he gets 6 pair of shoes to go back home with. He just say, boy, Aunt Slim boy, thank you so much, partner. When I go back home, it's 2-3 years me not to buy a shoes until I come back to America to get 6 more.
Mhm.
You understand?
Yes, some people are grateful. Some again are not.
I don't know. And listen, they have thriving used clothes business all over Africa, where
Oh
people
yeah,
that just buy used clothes in this country.
yeah. A lot of it from the marathon runners when they leave behind all those garments, they
Yeah,
they get them, collect them, and bundle them.
correct is right. Right? And
Yeah,
they're shipping them to Africa and they're making them charity. That's how they're
yeah,
surviving. They're making
yeah.
money galore. But in Trinidad, we so proud. We rather suffer peacefully.
Yeah. Well, I see it. I see it all the time.
Well, listener, I hope that whoever is listening will reach out to you. Give them a number, Sergeant Ramsey.
Say again.
Give them a number or a email address or a IG address or a social media address. Give them something at least. They can't say they didn't get nothing from you and they don't know who you were or anything like that.
Definitely. Definitely, I will. That's V Ramsey 1026 at gmail.com.
I'm gonna put it in the chat. VRAMSEY V Ramsey
Yeah, 1026
1026
at gmail.com.
at gmail.com. So V Ramsey 1026 at gmail.com.
Yes.
Ramsey's RAMSCY. Okay.
RAMSCY.
Yeah, yeah. So here it is. So anybody who wanted could always go back in the chat and get it. Yeah?
Correct.
Cleo says, we are living in a box, not opening our minds to bigger and better life. We don't see pictures, we see mirrors. Wow. Yeah, full 100. Denise says, I have dual citizenship. Take care of less fortunate in my village without them knowing. I could not do that if I was there all the time. Yes, brother, there are people who need what you are doing. Do it. Yeah, Denise are here, Seriously. And I was talking to my wife, and my wife says, this is what my wife said to me. Because she didn't listen. She said, Joe send them people no use shoes. Next thing they go say, you send them old thing. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Listen to this. Me, my wife, all of us, that big flooding in Trinidad, I with my bold self, I sent out emails to over 500 people. I start picking up stuff, gently used stuff, right? And we're going to unpack 2 of them large boxes to me. I don't remember what size, larger.
Yeah, commercial bins.
Commercial bins. And I get a company in Brooklyn to ship it for free. And my wife, my sister, all of us, we get this stuff, we sift through this stuff, we take out stuff we think not good, and we put nice thing inside of the thing, new thing with gently used stuff. A woman went on the radio station, and I'm telling all it does only take one, It only take one. Because it only take one person. And it only takes us to reach one person, and that one person reaches another person and another person and another person and so on. One person. She went to the radio station and said, yeah, that fella them Wall Street. He said, no one said I hold clothes to people. People want to hold clothes from New Wall Street. Where you selling hold clothes to me for? The next talk on the radio station, yeah, boy, Wall Street only selling people old clothes. When you take one,
all it takes is one.
one. That is it, you know. One person. One. Yeah. And she come on the radio and I say, well, but I didn't stop. But the last time there, I just
They discourage you.
I can't take and it's only one.
Yeah. But you have to have thick skin when you on the station. You have to have thick skin, you know.
No, I have thick skin here because I grew up in Chumaka, Clavantil. Yeah. And Captain Singh, you are right. Ward said that's your PNM black people. He's right. He's absolutely correct. That is the people who need it the most, but they rather suffer peacefully. I'm telling you.
So what it is, we just treat them with kids' gloves. Treat them with kids' gloves. That's it.
But listen, it ain't easy, you know. Right? It isn't easy.
Just focus on those who appreciate it. The couple who don't, you say, well, at least we try. You're not going to satisfy everyone, but so just keep the good in mind.
No,
and those who appreciate it.
Yeah, and I agree with that. I agree with that. But you know, you're human sometimes. You're human.
Yeah.
And when you hear people, boy, it's like them that sleep with the devil, boy. No, serious.
You know, a lot of times some people just don't know how to say thank you. They think that's being weak. So, you know, you just say, okay, that's the way it is. You know, but keep on doing what you're doing.
No, Sergeant Ramsey, look at this. You come on the station and you're willing to volunteer your services. You're willing to volunteer. Why is it that you, as a born Trinidadian, willing to give back to your country of birth, and you're volunteering? All right, and they can say, well, you know what? Let me give that a try because we really have nothing to lose. There's nothing to lose. They ain't losing nothing. Right?
Well, it's hard for a lot of time. When I started this program here in the U.S., actually, when I made a decision to wear a hairbrush in my holster, everyone told me I was crazy in a city that is full of crime, 500-600 murders a year, and you're going to be walking around as an officer who is entitled to carry a weapon. You're going to have a hairbrush in your holster. They're going to find you on the side of the street in the Passaic River, washed up with iron boots. And even the officers who I was working with, many of them thought I was crazy. They say, why would you take that chance, Ramsey? Why would you take that chance? I say, just to prove something to myself and to give back to the community. I gave them back the power of the gun. And I told them my life is in their hands, just as theirs is in mine. And people saw it and respected it for what it is. And still today, many of them come to me. I still go train many officers. I put them back on the job. They come to me, you know, and tell me, you know, it was a very honorable thing what you did. They say, I would love to do what you done, but I don't feel comfortable. I said, why not? Those are the same people you grew up with. You go on a basketball court. Most of the time, I was the only officers that's playing basketball, football, soccer with the community. I was comfortable because I knew I wasn't out there hurting people. So, and the people felt, since I was there all the time with them, they can come and speak to me about every and anything. I knew about so many things that other officers would never have found out. I knew what's going on all the time because people know that I was not going to betray them. And I helped solve a lot of issues. Sometimes, I had times where the officers asked me, how come you always find these guns and you find all these stuff? I say, don't worry about it. It is turned in. I'm not going to reveal my source. And they wanted me to betray those people. I said, no, that won't happen. Not on my watch. Because people trusted me with their lives. And that's not what's happening in most places. Most people see an officer, they walk the other way. Here many of them came and greet me. That's why I was able to call a truce between gang members here in Newark. Everyone else wanted to take the credit, but I did it from the 12th floor of 60 Nelson Place, the main jail. And people still today go into areas of opposite gangs because I live here in Newark and because they trusted me. I also had the youth games, track and field. I was assistant coach for youth games. I would go into areas with Bloods and Crips and Atlantic Kings, and they all ran on the same track team where I was assistant coach. And those kids was happy to play with each other. It's just the trust, knowing that they have someone that have their best interests at heart. So keep on doing what you're doing. Despite of the couple of critics that's not going to give you credit for what you're doing. The massive amount of people is the one that you focus on, not the one or two.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I mean, I go out and run 5 miles, and then I will get back to myself. I say, boy, go and pack them barrel of them and send the thing on them, eh?
Yeah, send it. Yeah, send it. Like I say,
Yeah.
they need it. Many people need it. I see the condition many people are living in.
Listen to this, eh? A friend of mine from Maloney tell me, Wall Street, we have a football team up in Maloney. There are no cleats, there are no shin pads, there are no socks. I went and I rungs up things. I pack a barrel and I send it for them. And she sent me pictures, boy. I almost cry, boy. Seriously. To see the joy on them people on them face, boy. The joy, eh?
Mm-hmm.
It was like, it's happiness.
Yes.
You could put a smile on these kids' face. Caribbean Soul says, Wall Street, I appreciate what you did for me during the pandemic. Even though I got buff up, remember I told you the piano will attack you like a specific animal and you get vexed. I'm still here.
Yeah.
Denise says, that's right. Caribbean Soul says, I still support your channel, Wall Street. He says, look how them PNM attack you now. I know they will do you that. I remember you told me to apologize, but I said, let Mr. Wall Street see it for himself. Yeah, no, Denise, you're right, And everyone, let's talk. Really and truly, it was joyful for me. And you know the other thing too, serious, as we talking about this, I remember too, that 2 Christmas ago, we have about 56 families in Chumaka, Claventil. And I donated a hamper to each one of the families in Chumaka, Claventil. And a young lady who got a hamper that I didn't even know, she said to me, she says, you Wall Street? I say, yeah. She said, but people in Chumakak know me as Butty. She said, no,
Right.
we know you as Butty. She said, Butty, I ain't gonna lie to you. You see that hamper we get on that Christmas is the best hamper we have got all the years of us living in Chumakak, Laventille. And again, I say, boy, oh boy. I say sometimes,
That's things like that. That's why you do what you do.
yeah. So it now refocused me on those people who told me of their experience.
Yes.
So so you can't let one bad apple spoil the whole bunch.
No, not at all. Not
So
at all.
yeah. What that should do is inspire even more to try to do more.
That's it.
Because
And that's why I'm here to give back. That's what I told the law enforcement personnel around me, military personnel, that I was never for sale. Never for sale. And I'm satisfied with the life that I'm living.
But you see, the thing about it is, though, many of us who live in this country do want to give back based on our expertise. Now, I have also said, right, I am willing to go to Trinidad for a month and donate my services and go to schools in Mova Laventille because I grew up in Laventille. I believe Mova Laventille need mentoring more than anything. And anytime I go to Trinidad, I make sure and go and speak to the kids in the schools in Mova Laventille. Try to visit as much of them as possible. Because
that's a great thing.
Yeah, really and truly, they are looking for mentorship. They are looking for people to inspire them. They are looking for people who can talk to them, have discussions. And if we could get a little more of that, I think the government should have a program trying to find mentors in this country, right, who have come from certain backgrounds and take them back into that environment for them to show these kids that, listen, you can make a life of yourself other than crime.
I spoke once in my old school, in Egypt Village Government School. Went back after about 10 years of being here. I was a sergeant back in 1985 with the military, and I spoke to the young men and women in Egypt Government School and told them I left there about 10 years ago. I've come back, and just to show the people that you don't let people dictate your life success. You do that, you be the captain of your own ship. And I spoke to them. I was 25 years old, just before I turned 25. That's during the time I was thinking about coming back to Trinidad. And it's a good thing. I get a good feeling out of it. And I always say I was to go back and speak at my old alma mater. Next time I'm in Trinidad, I want to make sure, set aside a date to speak to young men and women in Egypt Village Government School.
Hold on, let's take this call. COP, welcome.
Good night to you, Wall Street. Good night to you. And good night, Uncle Tony.
Good night,
and to the good brother over there. Good heart. Good night to you. Good night to the listeners of this media station. Wall Street, why is that listening honest and transparent programs? Those things bother me sometimes. When we look at it, this brother help a lot of depressed, he said he'll help a lot of depressed people and pull a lot of guns and things out of the streets. But brother, in Trinidad over here, we have a government that celebrate 68 years of the PNM and governance in this country. And they boast about that. They boast about that as if that is something that was so developing to the people of this country. But why is the PNM boast that they were here for 68 years? The young boys and young girls in their community face so much of depression, anxiety, and poverty in their community. Why do we have a black government, the blackest man in Trinidad and Tobago? The young guys in the PNM areas and them, where the black leaders and them control, they kill each other at 16 years, 21 years, 23 years. And this black government does nothing about it. They keep a blind eye. And all they do, in my view, as an independent citizen of this country, all they do is concentrate to make Indian people multi-millionaires, Syrian people multi-millionaires, Chinese people multi-millionaires. This is fact I'm speaking about here. I'm not making up anything and making no propaganda. This is facts. Dr. Keith Rowley is the MP for Diego Martin for over 30 years. And at top, that is one of the area have some of the biggest gang leaders. Fitzgerald Hines area, my brother, these people them is black leaders. And the black leaders and them, their community that they represented for 68 years become some of the most poorest area. Black kill black and black kill Indian for money. And that's the fact. And every night they come on TV, lie and fool us, talk show hosts, all them PNM talk show hosts, the community they live in, they see the mothers and fathers swear to die PNM. They swear to die PNM and turn the back on the future of their community and their race. And they tell themselves, that has been a mother and that has been a father. That has been a grandmother and that has been a grandfather. I say no. That has been being betrayal to your kind, your image, your tribe. And it's so conniving and deceitful to the development of the human in your community. How sad that is. I am not making up anything over here. I am saying what I am seeing in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. And my brother there, why is police in your area wanted your help? Our Prime Minister is the head of National Security Council. We are at DSS where black people and citizens of this country coming and putting up the money and getting a piece of money like a susu like. Our black Prime Minister went Barbados to bring Barbados police in Trinidad to investigate that and make sure the people may get back the money. That is what they do. Why does he have a minister? Why does he have a minister renting the government over 30-something billions in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago? You tell me if that is not misconduct in public office. And all the government, all the contractors in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago that Dr. Rowley speak and call them mafia, today they are the top. Today they are the top contractors for the black government, which is East Indian contractors and white people contract. And we classify that as governance. Why is 95% black in the prison? 300 young girls was raped and molested in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. And Dr. Rowley, as the Prime Minister and head of National Security Council, keep a blind eye towards that. Why is 500 young boys was raped, bugged, and molested in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, mostly from government institutions? And our social service stay quiet. Our national security stay quiet. Worst of all, our Prime Minister stay quiet. Our Prime Minister, the houses he acquired in 9 years' time, it is unforgiving. Dr. Rowley buy 2 houses in Tobago. Where you get that money from? You buy a next big one for your daughter overseas. Where you getting that money from? If we check Dr. Rowley's salary in 9 years' time, Dr. Rowley can't buy 3 houses. Why is the citizens of this country, over 199,000, begging for agency houses? You can't build one for 60,000 to make sure mothers and fathers come out of poverty and have some kind of independence. Since Dr. Rowley take office in 9 years' time, my brother, over 100,000 citizens of this country lose their jobs. When 100,000 people can lose their jobs, it's because that man had a wife and 2 children. So it's not 100,000. It's at least 350,000 people you put on the breadline. And those people they must clap and say, "Yay, great is the PNM." And we say those are black leaders. We classify those as black leaders. I classify it as disgusting leaders. Thank you, Wall Street.
Come here, we allow people to speak their piece, and we don't muzzle anybody. Everybody have their opinion, and we think everybody have a right to whatever their opinions are, and we allow people to give their opinion. So back to the solutions, and I think I'll be honest with you, Sergeant Ramsey, there are something that I'm seeing in Trinidad that is very disturbing to me. For example, we have more black people based on a percentage, and Tommy, we just figured out these statistics. We have more black people living below the poverty line from a percentage perspective than we have in the United States of America. In the United States of America, there's 18.8% black people living below the poverty line. Of course, if you take the population and you multiply it by 18%, it's going to be more.
Yes.
In United States. But based on our percentage, we have
population.
Yes. And we have 26% of black people living below the poverty line in Trinidad and Tobago. We have 18% of black people unemployed. When we look at the SCA test, most of the kids scoring under 50% in the SCA is black kids. When we look at the killings in Trinidad and Tobago, 65% of the 576 65% of the gang-related murders are black kids. And this is something that you are talking about in trying to solve that problem with that 65% that can have a significant impact in Trinidad and Tobago with the program you're trying to implement in Trinidad and Tobago. Right?
Yes, it will. Because it starts with the security of the nation. Everything's safety first, second, and third. By having that grassroots program where, like you say, individuals have the opportunity to turn those weapons in, and having officers mentor young men and women. Every candidate that comes on has to mentor 2 people. So it will be a built-in farm system and security that where people can feel comfortable doing their daily job. And so you will eliminate the head of the snake, so to speak. With that urge for all that drugs and drama will be out the window, because we're going to have good officers, law-abiding officers, people who care and concern about crime and the development of young men and women. See, once we get control of who we put in charge of our lives, it will solve itself. It will be self-propelling. It starts with the security personnel, that of the police officers and the military personnel. When you have good law-abiding officers, you have law-abiding citizens, because now those officers will not shake down these poor people and take their money, because we have a direct link to their family, because we are going to be the ones who's choosing these officers. And the reports will be given in on each candidate by the community. So it would be no longer that because my father is Mr. So-and-so or mom is Mr. So-and-so, I'm going to become an officer or in the military. That won't happen in that way.
You know,
So that's where it starts.
right? You know, the Transparency puts out a corruption perception index CPI every year, and in 2022, Trinidad and Tobago was the fourth most corrupted Caribbean island. Haiti was last, Dominican Republic was second to last, Suriname was third to last, and then Trinidad and Tobago was the fourth most corrupted Caribbean island. And one thing that you can look at and look at the murder rates in these islands, you will see how high the murder rate is. Corruption and murder rate go hand in hand.
Yeah, go hand in hand.
Yeah, they go hand in hand. But hold up, just before we say anything else. Denise, Cleo, everyone, let's talk Caribbean Soul. Chillwell, I think that's another new person as well. Captain Singh, Hailey, Bijram, if you're still there, Takesha, if you're still there, put a closing comment in the chat. Lions Love, if you're still there, put closing comment in the chat. Go ahead, Sergeant Ramsey.
Yeah, like I say, we can control that by having the proper people in place.
So Denise asks, how will you know the good officers from the bad officers?
Based on the merits, the reports from past years is going to tell you all the complaints against the officers that you have there is part of their record. You have to get part of their file. So that will be their resume. We can look at it. If you constantly getting reports in that officers shaking people down for drugs, taking their money, those officers like that, you give them a severance and you bid them goodbye. Take the weapon, take that badge. Let them find employment somewhere else. And once an officer is given the boot, so to speak, it's difficult for them to ever find employment in any law enforcement or security job again.
Well, you have to do something.
And like I said, the records is going to show it's there. Each officer is given an evaluation annually.
Yeah, but,
so make no mistakes. They know of their wrongdoings.
Sergeant Ramsey, we are very different in Trinidad, you know, because we have, I think, at least 20 police officers were promoted when they wasn't supposed to be promoted, you
know. But the people now will hold the power over that. With the civilian complaint review boards and stuff, things will have to go through them. And the general public will have a lot to say about it.
I mean, I am, you know, sometimes I don't know if to say if I'm optimistic or if I'm pessimistic. I don't know which one to say sometimes, you know, because we need. But you know something though, Sergeant Ramsey? A lot of people will say to you, we don't need your help, you know. We could help ourselves.
Well, yes, you can say that, but the fact remains, it's evidence in the data, the numbers. Numbers don't lie. Statistics, you know, feelings, people they have a lot of feelings, but we looking at raw numbers. We're looking at the facts. We're looking at the statistics. We're looking at the data. These are the things that speak loud. And if I can change those numbers, that affects the country so greatly.
No, well, let me stop you. I don't think it's if, because you have done it before. So it's not if now, It's using your expertise to change those numbers.
But the reason why I say if because I have to be given the opportunity.
Well,
and this is why I'm pleading. I believe that the Prime Minister wears his heart on his sleeve, and to offer that much money to clean up the nation is a good gesture. And I'm not just seeing it as a gesture. I think that he's under the gun, as you say.
Well,
to make a difference.
Well,
and we can make that difference.
But I gotta be honest too, I gotta be honest too. We are hoping that it's a sincere gesture and it's not a political gesture.
Well, there is early election could be a year and a half from now, 18 months basically, right? And the people will see based on the numbers, result. This is a result game. We're looking for results. And if the result shows that his gesture has come to fruition and the numbers reflect greatly on his side, then he will have a chance to silence his critics. And this is what I'm saying to him. You will get a chance. This is an opportunity to show the world that you can do better. And we will do better because we have means to. We have the funds. If we take 35 million, which is equal to 5 million US, you can buy every weapon off the street, illegal weapon in Trinidad. You can buy it off the street. And you're talking about from my research on gun buyback, you have a decrease of 89% in homicide and suicide, a drop. If you can show such numbers, right? There's no reason to not adopt the program.
So Sergeant Ramsey, hold it there. We're going to go for a quick break, a quick station identification. It's In the Village with yours truly, Professor Wall Street and Uncle Tommy on WZY 95.9 FM. We have with us tonight a man of a vast amount of experience. And tonight he's putting some solutions on the table with respect to crime in Trinidad and Tobago. Cleo says he have to say if, because it's Rowley we are dealing with. And we'll be right back after this. Don't go nowhere. Stick and stay. It's In the Village with the Dad Triplets and WZY 95.9 FM. We'll be right back after this.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE LP 95.9 FM. The most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey. The most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
Or just typing in.
And of course, we are back with you. We're just going to play this song here.
I tired, hear it. Protesters daily declare it. Bedlam on Nelson or Beatam. When you are we shut down the program. Then dance from Queen Street to Charlotte. When they hot and ready to riot. Whatever we do, like they what we thief. Once I'm facing adversity. fall. Good grief, good grief. But I remember back in the 90s when they killed for Michael Hercules, shoot the famous prison commissioner. The mother say she boy was a hustler, but for crimes like murder, there is no good reason or rhyme. Poverty ain't no damn excuse for crime. No way, poverty is no excuse. You don't ever win but lose. But with upward mobilization, nothing beats good education. Next time a youth man say it, hit him a slap one time. What poverty and no damn excuse for crime. No way. Go tell your picnic them, all who causing the problem. Oh, met some youth men down on the bread line. Same song they sing and then rewind. Don't care for white pepper or stat. Tell them to walk they want that. But to your face they will hiss first, right? If see people only miss out a fortnight. But they what we do, how they what we eat. It's that time for causing the problem. Boss man run the bread is the anthem. Forcing Asia war and gnashing of teeth. Still I remember Michael Hercules when they killed him back in the 90s. The mother said it wasn't murder. She son was just seeking a dollar. For many of us who broken, who don't have a cent or dime. Poverty and no damn excuse for crime. No way, poverty is no excuse. So when is your time to choose? Instead of shooting and looting, my pack and my lap still recruiting. Tell them youth man chant it before our next church bell chime. Poverty and no damn excuse for crime. So hear me now.
And of course, we are back with you. It's In the Village with yours truly, Professor Wall Street and Uncle Tommy on WZY 95.9 FM. And we have with us tonight Sergeant Ramsey, a man of varied experience, trying to give some solutions to the crime problems in Trinidad and Tobago. Here, poverty is no excuse for crime. That is what we're singing in Trinidad and Tobago. Just imagine that.
We
We have
reach,
first and second highest murders in the history of Trinidad and Tobago.
we
for
reach,
poverty.
we reach.
Okay. Tommy, you saying something?
I said we reach.
We reach, we gone.
Yeah.
We past reach, Tommy, we gone. That's why we need Ramsey. We gone. Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
We're going to reverse that. And to the Doubting Thomases of the world, thinking that Trinidad doesn't have a solution for it, we will show them better than we can tell them.
Yep.
And we'll be swift. Like you say, in the next 18 months, there's possible election, right, of a prime minister. And the numbers going to reflect greatly in his favor for making that last ditch effort. $100 million is a lot of money when talking about going to the right course. We're gonna put money into areas of need. That money is going to be spent wisely. We're going to save a whole lot of lives. And many of those young men who is involved in a gang, who wants to get out of the gang and get a reasonable job to take care of themselves and their family, they will have the opportunity to do so. Get a chance to wipe their slate clean. Amnesty is what that nation needs.
And it has to be an ongoing process.
It has to be. And because we need a total reset. Even during the lockdown, the numbers show it fell from what it was the previous year, but yet it was unacceptable 396 with 2000, and then 448 the following year. That's 844 murders. Unacceptable. And that's during the lockdown. And you're talking about they lifted the lockdown the following year, 605 in 1 year, followed up by 575.
I guess they got to make up for what they couldn't do during the lockdown.
336 bodies extra by just opening back the floodgate. That's why we have to keep our foot on the gas towards cleaning this place up. And I tell you, not one person ever wake up in the morning and say that they want to be a gangster. That doesn't happen like that. Circumstances causes these things. People need hope. I tell you, my experience has been that many of those gang members will love to go into areas that the others say that they are forbidden to go into. I made it possible here in Newark. They still thank me today. Many of those avenues are still open to these young men. I had such a great rapport with the gang members and so on. Many people played me for a gang member. Oh, he's a blood, he's a Crip, he's a Latin Kings, he's a Net. He has to be one of the gang members for them to respect him and call him OG. I said, no, I was just an officer who wear my heart on his sleeve, who did the right thing by our community. And they know.
Sergeant Ramsey, we want to thank you so much, man, for giving us more time than you normally can, and we appreciate it very much. It's always a pleasure when you stop in, and we hope that the powers to be are listening, and you'll get an email, or maybe they might reach out to Tommy because they know.
Yeah, that'll be fine. Like I say, I just want to help make a difference. Put Trinidad back in its rightful place at number one.
So, any closing words before you go?
I tell everyone, keep their head up for help coming in the morning. Stay strong. God bless.
It's funny, eh? I normally give quotes on a daily basis. And I gave this quote this morning, like I forget about it. So it popped up again in my camera roll. And this is my closing quote. So thanks for all the encouragement. And this quote will re-encourage me, so to speak. Do not let the behavior of others destroy your inner peace. Let me repeat that. Do not let the behaviors of others destroy your inner peace. From where I sit, this is it. The clock on the wall said that's all I like to say, but I've got to go. Remember, hard work beats talent. When talent does not work hard, and for every 60 seconds of anger, you lose 1 minute of happiness. See you. Same WZYE time, same WZYE channel. Go ahead, Tommy.
I want to thank Mr. Ramsey for taking the invitation and showing up today and giving us quite a bit of his time. Really appreciate it, and I hope that he wouldn't be a stranger and he'll revisit us again soon. I have one word to say, and it's Ubuntu. Who doesn't know the meaning of that word? Look it up. Ubuntu. Like I always say, you have to become the change that you want to see. You, the man in the mirror. However, if you look in that mirror and you don't like what you see, do not blame the mirror. Never look down on a person unless you're giving them a hand up. Love you all. Be strong. Be safe.
Thank you, Tommy. Let me go to the chat. Cleo says, well said. Eileen says, the one dominant relief from an unfavorable condition is silence and concentration, placing trust and faith In the eternal God, that fear, doubt, weakness, and illness may vanish, and peace may reign. Thank you very much, Hailey. Cleo said, for real. Denise said, that's right, brother. Sergeant Ramsey family says, peace. Caribbean Soul says, Wall Street, I see Flow is increasing their service again by 4.5% last year. Was 3% increase. Put God first and have a God night to everyone. Thank you. Chilwell says, peace and blessings to everyone. Yeah. So, I'm gonna go out with Karina Shea. Let me see what is quote here. Somebody says something. Somebody asked you, Sergeant Ramsey, were you stationed 3ID? What was your MOS? You know what that is?
91 Charlie.
Okay.
91 Bravo.
All right. What was your MOS?
91 Bravo.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Captain Singh, you get your answer. And I feel like going out with that one, huh? We go out with Marshall tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah. We go out with Marshall. Combat medic? What's that?
Yes.
Yeah, Cleo said with God all things are possible. CEO says blessing and abundance, Doc. Yeah. Captain Singh says 35D.
Okay, great.
All you come in this kind of language where people you know all you're saying.
Military codes.
Yeah. You know, them could be army curse words, you know.
No.
Them could be military curse, you know.
35. That's 35 Delta.
Or 35 Delta. All right. Yeah. That's a clarifying it.
Yeah.
So, folks, we're going to go with Marshall. Good night, everyone, and thanks for joining us. You can join us tomorrow, same time.
Run the music, DJ. Somebody's dressing up study on your books. Nobody gets you control. But like his grandfather, and grandmommy's sweet carry so. The family traits of little boys so tough. But I never I made up so. He is the head of the defensive class. The heart of the Caliban. He's the job with legs in the mass. He wears the closet back and hands. I want that shine, he just cannot hide. And this everybody knows. Fantastic Friday. Why not we go so a black man also. Colonel Robert, son of Kitchener. In the DNA is Calypso. When I look at Sharon Baby, all I see is mighty shadow. Sometimes I just wonder if Mary Father could have been Trinidad.